I need to do a lot of collateral damage in the minimum amount of time.
I've got just the thing. I've got a car that was owned by a supervillain. He used it to conquer the East Coast.
Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome back to the Simpsons Hit and Run. And yes, this is indeed Hank Scorpio's car, no doubt after he conquered the eastern seaboard. Now we need hot dog gun minus time. Anyway, the point is that we're pretty much doing what we should have been doing to begin with, and just smashing the stands, handing out laser guns, which, again, does also bring me back to a similar mission in Grand Theft Auto 3 when you were destroying all the Colombian cartel spank stand. They were selling them like they were hot dogs! So, yeah, the hot dog gun. It all ties together.
Oh, this is too cool for school.
But yeah, it's, they don't actually have any physical models for you to damage, because I suppose that would have taken development time and power that Radical Entertainment simply did not have. So, yeah, we're pretty much just running them over with, what is admittedly a pretty slick fucking model of car to drive, actually. The Glowback Supervillain car, it's got great handling, the fucking speed of it is pretty immaculate, and the design is actually pretty nice, so yeah, it's actually one of my favourite cars in the game, and yeah, I mean, I suppose to talk about cars in the game, we're actually going to be getting to my favourite model not too far from here, actually, so yeah, stay tuned for the end of the part, and you will see something cool. Yeah, but yeah, in the meantime though, we're pretty much just putting the kibosh on Kang and Kodos' little laser gun scheme. Don't really have too much more to say about that, really. Like, I mean, I guess this is obviously their attempt to boost ratings, but to be honest, I don't think you really needed to do that. You think you just needed to, I don't know, make the planet a little bit hotter, introduce social media and a heavier internet presence about a decade or two earlier than what it eventually evolved into. Yeah. Then you'd have all the entertainment you want. Which is probably why we haven't seen any alien presences in our modern day Earth. They already got the entertainments they need for the next, at least 14 seasons. Yeah, well, I suppose much like The Simpsons, have no fears, real life on Earth has stories for years, like Scully gets a cell phone to do-do-do-do, how about a crazy wedding, which I'm pretty sure the show has already done several times. Have they had an episode where Marge becomes a robot? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, actually. I think it might have been like a Flash joke thing in... I think it might have been like season 15, where Homer dreams up a Robo-Marge. Ah, well, whatever. Let's talk back to Krustalot. Kovkalash Krustalot.
Oh, why didn't I just do this in the first place?
Why didn't I know that showgirl last night was a guy? Hindsight's always 20/20.
Give it up for America's bad boy! Millhouse, still working for the man, I see. I've decided to buckle under and accept it. The money I earn goes towards my dad's child support payments.
Wow, that's pretty bad, and yeah, bit of life advice, you don't want to end up like Kirk Van Houten, kids. Although I'm pretty sure many of us are all headed upon that path, but don't worry, it's always suicide. But yeah, I figured I might as well let Millhouse, Nelson and Ralph's voice clips play, just because, well, we might not be seeing them again. After all, we are on the eve of destruction. And, yeah, let's get our final racings as we go in. Oh yes, oh yes! Ah, that's the money shot. Oh, there's also Mr. Burns' casino, which was taken from that episode of How I Learned to Love Springfield Gambling, or I think it was just called Springfield with a dollar sign in it. Whatever, it was a good episode where we learned that Marge actually has a gambling addiction, which comes back in a later episode when they go to, Branson, Missouri, I think it was. You know, it's kind of like Vegas if it was run by Ned Flanders. Yeah, I really don't have much more else to talk about in regards to these races, so, I guess I might as well bring up a bit of Simpsons trivia that I can just sort of remember off the top of my head, is that... And you can kind of get the implication of this from the, like, very early Tracy Ullman shorts when they were used as bumpers between segments, but... Yeah, The Simpsons was initially going to be set during, like, a, late 1950s, early 60s sort of, time period, which, again, you can kind of tell by, like, the, you know, sort of like by the dress apparel of the time, like, Marge's silk green dress, the beehive hairdo, and the fact that, you know, Springfield runs on nuclear power, which, you know, even by the 1980s was still not exactly very kosher in terms of anything else. Like, I mean, a slight relevance and probably to the people that remember it, which I suppose did give The Simpsons like a certain level of appeal, but yeah, you can also see it in some early shorts, like when they're running to the basement in case of like a nuclear fallout attack, and yeah, it's quite odd in that aspect. And I suppose also it does also make sense since, you know, Bart Simpson's a fan of Krusty the Clown, whereas a lot of like kids rapper entertainment shows don't really tend to exist anymore.
Oh, that was the coolest. Hey Nelson, how's work been?
I'm not allowed to beat anyone while I'm on the job. That takes some getting used to.
Yeah, to kind of keep on that topic actually, just to, you know, while we let Nelson's voice clips play, it's yeah, it's kind of odd how, like, both antiquated some aspects of The Simpsons are from, like, culture long since past. I mean, even back at the time it was airing, because, like, I mean, how many, like, syndicated kids' television programs were hosted by, like, you know, clowns, you know, that obviously emulate the whole sort of, like, entertainment circus feel from, you know, archaic, like, 1900s sort of apparel. And then compared to today, where, like, I mean, even today, where we, you know, I mean, even back when I was a kid, really, where, like, you know, a lot of the whole sort of, like, let's have, like, these bunch of hosts serve a bunch of kids' cartoons with a bunch of, you know, fun segments for, you know, the kids to enjoy on a, like, a Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing. Yeah, do they even still do any of those sorts of things anymore, or have they gone the way of the dodo as well? Like, that's the sort of thing that I'm wondering, because entertainment, especially in the day and age of, like, streaming and whatever else, has changed so significantly that, you know, things that were once commonplace when The Simpsons was airing a lot of its earlier episodes are now, like, far and away no longer a thing, so yeah, it just sticks around as, like, sort of a weird remnant where I suppose its relevance today might not really ring as true to people watching the show now compared to, you know, way back in the day when that might have made sense. And I mean, I'm just talking like very small things here, really, like, you know, nuclear power, just... I mean, even the whole idea of the nuclear family unit, like with, whatever. It's just odd to see, like, anachronisms sort of catch up as times go on. I don't know, it's sort of like Spider-Man Peter Parker working at the Daily Bugle as a newspaper thing in a time where newspapers... I mean, they are still technically around, but I mean, at the same time, though, they're not exactly as, you know, relevant a source of media to at least a lot of the younger generation compared to, you know, what they would have been like 10 to 20 years ago. The sun is setting on our time, my friends, and we are soon going to fade away as but dust in the wind.
You and me are having a play date. You race and I'll watch. 3, 2, 1. I did it! I topped it!
Yay! He did it! Character development at last! Oh, Ralph, I'm proud of you, son. You can finally count to a pre-K level. Ah, queased. Anyways, you can tell with that, rather presumptuous-looking sports car over there, yes, our next character is going to be Homer. As it begins, so it shall end. So, yeah, Homer's pretty much our final character for the final mission, and, yeah, in terms of a base car for the game, he actually has a pretty sleek model and is in fact my favourite car in the entire game. The Homer, with its 70s sports car look. But yeah, that's also something to bring up actually, is that, yeah, we're not going to be seeing Ralph, Nelson, and Milhouse deliver the races again. I completely forgot the first character's name, but that's just because Milhouse himself is so unimportant. Oh, yes, I went there, even though the show continues to make fun of him, as it rightfully should. Because nobody likes Milhouse. Actually, I wonder if Jimbo's still here, if we're gonna run him over again. As payback for all the pain that he inflicted upon Barton. No. It appears he's scarpered. Either that or he's still in the hospital. He's like, yeah, I'm getting some medical attention, dude.
You made good time there. Must have been all that fling from the law you've done.
Perfection. Thy name is Bart.
You stink.
Ho! Woo! Nice one. Hey, Snake.
Hey, kid dude, what's up?
I'm looking for a wheelman.
Tempting. Tell you what, dude, I just walked out of Springfield prison, but if you clear up a few loose ends for me, I will help you.
Cool. A chance to use my petty thug training.
Groovy. First up, Wiggum is keeping the evidence from my trial in his car. Snatch it, and they have got nothing on me. Ha ha.
Snake. What do you like? But anyway, this mission is pretty much twofold. Help Snake, you know, clear his name and become a free man again, dude. And then, of course, also defeat plenty of the milk trucks so that Bart can drink plenty of Malk? But yeah, the first part is pretty much just to smash and grab, destroy Wiggum's police car, collect the evidence, return to Snake, and then we get Mission 2, where we destroy the milk trucks. So we can then finally drink plenty of Malk with plenty of vitamin R. Yeah, I do believe you can also technically purchase the police car as a drivable vehicle. I mean, we have technically driven around in it before, I believe, during one of Lisa's missions, but yeah, also not too bad of a car. I believe if you, I might be mistaking this for a little banter, or it might be the police car itself, but you can actually see a dead body in the trunk, which is, whew. Yeah, it was surprisingly ballsy for the game to do it, but I mean, I don't know, I guess for the fact that it's a comedy, well, okay, don't need to worry about that dead body now, because it's been vaporized along with, Wiggum himself, so, whoopsie doodle, fatalities. I don't know, maybe he's, escaped, living a new life as Rory B. Bellows. What with all that corroborating evidence? Behind the throttle! Yes, but if there's anything else to say, I also really like the musical track that's playing right here. It's a very hard rock AC/DC kind of thing, and pretty snazzy tune. Kind of mixes Hell's Bells with For Whom the Bell Tolls, actually. Anyway, let's talk to Snake.
Okay, that's one smacked up pork bag.
Oh, yes, I am a free man again. Now, let's get a little venture capital, shall we? I hear Fat Tony is totally paying big bucks for every milk truck that gets smashed up. Lord knows why, but he's the kingpin, apparently.
So, now we destroy the milk trucks. And the primary purpose that you're going to be doing all of this for is mainly just so you can get access to Little Bandit, who won't be in pain! While we're driving the car at the very least, but yeah. Little Bandit, I already kind of talked about how somewhat disappointing it is to sort of take the reins of, and I mean, again, it's got speed to make up for it, but again, its handling is a little bit more loosey-goosey than I'd like, and yeah, I mean, it's certainly not the sort of car that you want to use for the sort of, like, smash and destroy missions that, you know, we're pretty much doing right now, so yeah, nothing to really write home about in terms of cars. I mean, we've already got some pretty sleek fucking models as is, including the Homer. But, I mean, you know, it's a decent reward. I probably would have placed it in maybe, like maybe a level 5, because I think it would have been it would have at least been a decent reward for that point of the game, but I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe they just thought that Snake's car would have been pretty decent to have at this stage. Whatever. The point is, we're destroying milk trucks so that we can finally replace it with soy. You know, the nice kind of milk that every shrinking boy needs. Anyway, that's the end of that chapter.
Okay, dude, here's the deal. You need me, you just call my service, and I will be there. Later, dude.
Give it up for America's bad boy! Dad, the aliens have taken over the Duff Brewery and they're using it to store laser guns. Oh, God, never in my life have I ever had to do so much explaining.
What? This is Duff's worst disgrace since Duff Ice. It's time to use my secret weapon. Remember when I told you I sold my old car so you could go to college?
Yeah?
It was a lie.
Yay, tough luck, Swarthmore.
Take that college fund, your partial security to getting a job, sort of, provided you pretty much go right out of that place and just like, okay, here's your McDonald's hat and start flipping burgers with your degree in quantum physics. Look at the good burger, open the good burger, can I take your order? What the fuck do I have that on my brain? Ah, queased. Anyway, the final mission with Homer is pretty much just a race to the Duff Brewery, and, yeah, you get to take control of my favorite car in the game, and fucking hell, man, just look at this baby ride. Homer, well, I mean, okay, I was gonna say that he sold it off, but, no, he didn't technically sell it. Even in the show, he technically, lost it while at a music festival, if I remember correctly, so, yeah, it is still technically in his name, it's just that he found it again and didn't sell it off for Bart's college fund. Oh well, not that he really needs it anyway, because he does eventually make it as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, which out of all the future episodes of The Simpsons, is the one that I choose to believe is canon the most, because it ends Bart's life on a high note, as he finally sees the Itchy and Scratchy movie.
In your face!
Alright, that was so cool!
The lasers were only the beginning. Even now, our all-purpose evil cola is spreading underground through your water supply. It will wake the dead. Zombies will rise from the grave and devour the living.
And our ratings will rise. Rise to levels unseen since the heyday of Evening Shade.
Oh man, that sounds cool. I mean, oh no, I hope their plan fails. Who am I kidding? Zombies eating brains? Oh, this is gonna rock!